What does it really mean to retire early? In our current economy, we've been told that in order for us to retire, we need to work all our lives till we're 60 years old. When you really think about it, most people in those age groups still find it difficult to enjoy their retirement. For whatever reason, they lack the freedom to live comfortable lives. But that's all we want out of our retirement: freedom. Financial freedom to do what you want without worrying about money. I'm Augustine Hagan, and this video right here is my plan to retire before age 30. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Before we continue with this video, I'd appreciate it if you could smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and share this video on your social media platforms. It's absolutely free and to help me out with my outreach. So thank you so much, and let's get into this video. Now, I know some people are probably wondering, what's this guy right here talking about, and how is he planning to retire at the age of 30, especially since Ghana's retirement age is 65? And it really comes down to what your definition of retirement is to you. To me, I don't view retiring early necessarily as not having to work again. If that's how you view it, good for you, go with it. However, the way I view it is not having to work to live. Simply put, you are financially independent. You have enough to sustain your current lifestyle and still live a comfortable life for a very long time. So another question one might ask is, why retire early? And first of all, it just gives you a stress-free life. You get to do what you love, your work, or follow your passion, not because you get paid more to do so, but because you genuinely enjoy doing it. So if you are financially independent and you want to leave your job for whatever reason, you can do so easily, because worst case scenario, you are still financially stable to sustain your current lifestyle, and you will have enough to take care of your monthly living expenses. For me in particular, the only reason I want to retire early is so I can do whatever I want without having that financial stress of thinking about money. And I'm not gonna lie, I also want to have an impactful network. Now, I was talking with a friend of mine, and as a joke, he said to me, if you want to make it big in Ghana, there's only 3 ways to go by it, and that's to be a politician, a pastor, or a scammer. Now, he said it as a joke, but that got me thinking, how many people believe that to be true, especially in Ghana, where retirement is one of the most pressing issues for the workforce? Read headlines like this. Joy Online News says 25% of Ghanaians earn 400 or less internet. BFI News says 82% of pensioners earn less than 1,000 Ghana cedis a month. And Ghana Report says, I was given less than 20k after 32 years at GBC. If you still don't get why this is a pressing issue, let me break it down for you. Ghana's current inflation rate is around 10% roughly. That's how much prices of goods and services increases annually in the country. Now, if you're a pensioner or retired and you get paid less than 1,000 Ghana cedis a month, first of all, that value of 1,000 Ghana cedis is going to be less in the future because of inflation. Your basic living expenses like food, housing, clothing, healthcare, and you still manage to have some money left, do you probably think that's enough to sustain your current lifestyle? That's something to think about. I was shocked when I learned the minimum wage in Ghana is 11 cedis roughly. So an average Ghanaian gets paid 11 Ghana cedis a day. When you do the calculation, that's 220 Ghana cedis a month. It's not even enough to take care of transport safe for the day. Let's imagine you're a 30-year-old worker. You get paid 220 Ghana cedis. You have a wife and kids, so you have mouths to feed and responsibilities to take care of, school fees, clothing, your basic living expenses, healthcare, food, clothing. And that's how a lot of people also end up in debt because of this low minimum wage they earn. They take up high interest rates loans which they can't pay at the end of the day. So taking up some time to plan your retirement, to me, is always a good idea in my books. So what is this plan of mine anyways? Well, the first step is to figure out what exactly retirement means to you. Having a clear goal in mind is going to be a layout to your foundation. For example, to me, retirement means being financially independent, and I want it before age 30. So I have a clear goal in mind. Before I get into the plans, there are 2 things everyone must know to make this work: your net worth and your future annual spending. If you don't know them, don't worry, they are easy to calculate. Your net worth is everything you own minus everything you owe. So basically everything that belongs to you minus everything that you owe someone. As for your annual spending, just get a couple of weeks or months and track everything you buy. Doing this for a couple of months, you'll get an average or a rough idea of what you spend each month. Just multiply that amount by 12 to get your annual spending amount. But if you think tracking everything you spend money on is going to be too difficult, you can just write down an amount you feel comfortable to live off on during retirement each month. For example, if you feel 1,000 Ghana cedis is enough for you to feel comfortable or for you to sustain your current lifestyle during retirement, then your annual spending amount is going to be 12,000 Ghana cedis. Knowing these figures gives you a clear directive of where you're starting from, that's your net worth, to where you want to get to. That's enough for you to take care of your future spending amount. So what can I do to make sure I can retire comfortably? After researching, I came up with 3 ways. The first thing is to reduce your expenses. If you want to increase your net worth, you should probably consider cutting down on some expenses that the average Ghanaian is accustomed to. I'm not a big spender, I don't really like spending that much. But a lot of people might complain that they can't cut back on their expenses because what they earn is not enough. And that might be true to an extent. But according to the Pakistan law, we humans naturally, whenever we get an increase in income, we try to match our current lifestyle expenses to our new income. And I made a whole video about that. I'll leave it in the description below if you want to check it out. And that's very true. Someone with 1,000 Ghana cedi salary, as Sakode will say, lives from hand to mouth. Same with someone with a 10,000 Ghana cedi salary. So we as humans naturally are never satisfied with the salary we have. We always aim to have more, and that's how it is. So it's probably better for you to find something to cut back on, especially when you're starting out and have nothing. One small trick I learned is cutting back on small stuff, the things we don't really think much of. The long run is going to make a difference. 2. Increase your income. So let's be honest, you can only reduce your expenses so far, and at some point there will be nothing for you to cut back on. So the better solution in the long run is for you to find ways to increase your income rather than to cut back your expenses. Play aggressive rather than play defensive. You can be starting out a business or a side hustle. You can watch my 7 income sources video to know how to increase your income. I'll leave it in the description below. But one thing you should make sure of is that you should never make your salary equate to your income. Let me repeat that. You should always make sure that your salary doesn't equate your income. This is just because during your retirement, if your salary equates to your income, you will never have enough for retirement to live comfortably during retirement, because salary normally takes care of our basic expenses, so there will never be an additional income for investing or saving. The third thing for you to do is to save and invest. And this is what we should be focusing on, and that's what I personally am going to be focusing on to make sure I can retire before age 30. A lot of people have been paid huge sums of money during their working age, but still find it difficult when it comes to their retirement. And this is simply because they did not save and invest. And when it comes to this, there's a rule I like to follow called the 4% rule. This determines how much a retiree should withdraw from a retirement account each year. It's to give you a steady income flow and still have your retirement account growing at a fast rate. So in theory, as long as your investment is making more than what you are going to be withdrawing each year, then you're always going to have enough steady income to sustain your current lifestyle and at the same time have enough to live comfortably during your retirement.
The game plan is you go in there, hit them with some good shit, don't get hit, and come home with a pocket full of cash.
So in simple steps, here's my plan to retire at age 30. First of all, I reduce all my expenses so that I have enough to save and create capital to secondly increase my income. This will allow me to have enough money to invest and save. Now this video is not sponsored in any way by any company, and before I continue, I would advise that you do your own research, because this is my own personal opinion. It's not financial advice in any way, but if they do want to sponsor me, I'll leave my business email below. I think they should sponsor me because, you know, no free clout. I personally plan to use DataBank as my brokerage firm for investing. Now I've personally used their M-Fan package, and within 6 months period I got about a 10% return. So I personally prefer it, but they have a wide range of packages including E-Pack, Balance Fund, M Fund, and a whole lot. So you could check which one you prefer. And like I said before, this is not personal advice, it's my own opinion. I just think DataBank is a good brokerage firm for beginners, especially if you are planning for your retirement. I don't want to brag, but I see myself as a risk taker. For someone like me, investing into individual stocks, putting in that time to research into companies, reading their financial statements for hours and hours, it's not really anything to me. If you're a beginner investor and just want a simple strategy, you don't want to put in hours reading financial statements, researching into companies and that whole sort, then easily I'll recommend DataBank to you. Like I said before, I've used their products and they have a wide range of products and it's pretty good. They've averaged a return of 14% annually. It's a low end of anywhere from negative 16% and a high end of 72% return. So that's pretty good. And like I said before, this video is not sponsored. I've just used them before, and if you just want a simple strategy, just research into them and see if you like them, because they are pretty good. Instead of putting in that time to research into companies to see which one you prefer, you, depending on the package you choose, you get to own a lot of companies, because usually they invest into mutual funds. That's a package of companies. If you want a simple strategy, I would advise you to research into them and see if there's anything you would prefer to use. So this is my plan to retire before 8:30. I'm still 90 years as of now, so I have a couple of years before I become 30. So let's see how this video ages. But like I said before, this is not financial advice in any way, so I would prefer it if you did your research thoroughly. Even though I invest into DataBank, I still prefer to research into companies and their financial statements. So I also like to diversify into individual stocks, and in the future I also like to include other forms of investments like real estate to help me with my goals of retiring early. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Comment down below, what do you think about this video, and any ideas of future videos, please comment it down below. And please subscribe and share the video to everyone. It really helps me out and I will appreciate it very much. Thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of your day. Till we meet again, peace.